Are you looking for a passive income? Then search arbitrage might be an excellent option for you. In this video, we'll take a look about search arbitrage in combination with native ads. This combination might be a superpower to create a big revenue stream of a monthly income of many hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Hi everyone, my name is Marcel Sattler. I'm the founder of Purple Black, a native advertising only agency. What we're doing on a daily basis is we run profitable performance marketing campaigns on native advertising traffic sources like Taboola, Outbrain, MGID, Ref Content, and many more. And many people are asking me, hey, Marcel, is it possible to create a passive income stream with search arbitrage? And here a little background information for you. So search arbitrage is getting more and more famous in the past months because more and more people see the opportunity to generate a passive income with search arbitrage. But before we jump in, let me explain what is search arbitrage. So search arbitrage is basically a gap business. So you purchase traffic, for example, from a native advertising traffic source like Taboola, Outbrain, MGID, Ref Content, whatever. And you bid on keywords. And Google, they're looking for keywords because on Google's side, there are many advertisers which are purchasing keywords. For example, the keyword is Caribbean cruises. So what happened then is people are looking for, or Google is purchasing traffic because they don't have enough traffic, or Yahoo or whatever feed you have. And then magic happens. So you can use these keywords in combination with native ads. And when people click on it, they come to a stream or to a feed site, which is hosted on your end, but you need a feed for that. And as soon as the user clicks here on one of these search results, you get money. So the main idea here is how you can make money because you purchase, in the idle case, the click cheaper on the native advertising traffic source and you sell it for a higher amount to Google, Bing, or whatever. So that's the main idea. I mean, you can imagine already, to be realistic, there is not a huge difference. So you cannot earn hundreds of dollars with just one click, obviously. The difference here is usually a few cents, a few percent. And again, to keep it realistically, the amount of percent, it depends a bit on the keyword and everything, but don't expect something like 50, 60, or 80% of margin. That's not the case. So it's more realistic to land somewhere between 10, 15, 20, 25%. That's something more realistic to count on. So that's the first thing, the general understanding of search arbitrage. By the way, if you want to learn more about search arbitrage and more in detail and see how it's working in combination with native ads, then check out my other video, which is linked here on the top corner, where I speak more about search arbitrage and how is it working with Taboola traffic, with Outbrain traffic, and so on and so forth. So if you want to check it out, pause this video here, check out the other video and come back here. But why more and more people are joining this space now with search arbitrage? So the reason is simple, because you can set it up more or less on autopilot. Yes, you have to work here, but afterwards you can just scale it here and earn money while you sleep. And that's pretty awesome. And that's the reason why more and more people are joining it. But there are some issues to join this space in general. The first issue here is definitely you need money. So as mentioned already, you need to purchase the ad somewhere, you need to buy the click somewhere, and this is not doable with zero money. So if you have zero money or $100 or whatever, don't start with it. Don't start with it. It's a very bad idea. As mentioned already, the margins are pretty thin. So when does search arbitrage make sense? It makes sense when you have the ability to invest a lot of money. If you're just able to invest, let's say $100 or $150 a day, then the outcome is almost zero for you. There is almost zero margin which is left in your pocket. It's a waste of time. And in order to make it profitable for you, you need money, you need liquidity, because you have to purchase the ads upfront and then you get paid afterwards from the feed providers, like for example, Tonic, System 1, Sado, whatever. And here we're jumping already to a next problematic point. And this is the feed provider. So I've mentioned before in my sample that Google pays you money. In fact, that's not 100% correct, because you get money from a feed provider. You cannot get usually a direct feed with Google, Bing, or Yahoo, but you have to go their way through a feed provider, like those brands which are giving you access to their Google feed or to their Bing feed or whatever. And these networks, they're called, for example, Sado, System1, Ads.com, and those guys, they restricted their access. So that means if you have zero experience with search arbitrage yet, they're not allowing you to join. So what they want to see, if you apply on their website, they want to see a proven track record that you do have experience. But now you're like, okay, I want to start. How can I have experience? And exactly that's the difficult point here. And that's why it's more and more difficult for new people here to join the space of search arbitrage. And the reason is pretty simple, because the feed providers, they're not owning the feed. They're also just taking the feed from Google and Yahoo and so. And they have very strict rules there. And they want, of course, not to open their feed to many, many people, but they want to open it for a restricted amount of people which have already experience and which are very likely to have excellent results. So if they see a completely new marketer who is like totally new in this space, and then they have somebody who is experienced with a lot of money in the background, of course they will take the person with money in the background and with the experience, because the reasons are simple. They usually know the rules, so they do less failures, so they do less mistakes when it comes to policy issues, for example. And the other thing is they do have the money, so they can invest more and they can also spend more. That means also more revenue for the feed providers. So they're interested in people with experience, with money, and not with people who are just joining the space. And yes, this makes it almost impossible nowadays to start with search arbitrage. But also to say a few positive things about search arbitrage, because not everything is bad, but the way to start with search arbitrage is pretty hard. Because again, you need money, you need a feed account, and those things are pretty hard. Like, okay, the money is a fact, but to get a feed account, even with money, sometimes you cannot get access to one of those feed accounts. However, a few positive things also about search arbitrage and passive income is the fact that we already helped like a bunch of people, like two handful of people here, in combination with our mentoring to help them to generate income. So what are realistic numbers? What is not realistic? So yes, it's always a bit of work. It's not a case that you have something totally in autopilot and this runs while you're sipping your caipirinha on the beach. That's not a case. So what you need to do is you do need to do the research of keywords, check your ads, optimize your ads, track everything correctly, set up the infrastructure, optimize the ads, optimize the infrastructure. So there are a bunch of things you have to do. Furthermore, you have to spend money here. So that means you also always have to keep an eye on it. And yes, you can do a lot with automations, with rules. There are tools like Clicklflare, the optimize, and so there are tools for this, but you have to set it up. It's nothing which you can just run autopilot. For example, the keyword research you have to do by yourself manually. There's no automated tool which can do that for you. So as you can see, it's nothing which you can just run on autopilot and it will earn you money while you sleep. It's the same like with everything in life. You have to keep the track here and to check the things and optimize the things. And it's like with going to the gym, you know, it's not enough to go on 1st of January one time to the gym and see the muscles and look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's not the case. You have to do it regularly. You have to do the exercises correctly. You have to also adapt your diet. You know, there are a bunch of things that you can look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or like a bodybuilder or to have the body of your dreams. But there are multiple things. It's not just, okay, I'm starting now this, I don't know, checking out a course from somewhere where I can see how to get passive income with search arbitrage and native ads, and then I'm getting a millionaire tomorrow. That's not the case. So always keep in mind, like with everything in life, there is a way, there is a track to reach that. But yes, the conclusion here is it's a good way to make money, but it's not a good way to make money passively because you have to work on the project actively. If you're interested in learn more about this and into more details, like how to set it up, how to create these things, how to get a feed account and all these things, then write it down in the comments and let's see if many people are interested. Maybe we'll create sooner or later something like a guide or so for search arbitrage and native ads and all these things. And if you liked that video, I would extremely appreciate if you give me a thumbs up and of course, click the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber yet. Thank you very much for watching. All the best. See you next time.